Hello everyone, welcome back to the vlog. I know I haven't done one in a while, but there is one question that I am often asked, and I want to answer that today. Can I get a degree with a traumatic brain injury? First, I'm going to say it's possible. And the reason I say it's possible because everybody's traumatic brain injury is different. If you're like me, I had determination, I worked at getting my brain better, and I didn't have such a severe traumatic brain injury that it stopped me from doing certain things. Yes, I still have memory problems. Yes, I still have migraines. Yes, I still have a lot of different things going on that is related to the traumatic brain injury. However, I was able to complete my education. So I just want to give you a few tips. The first tip is wait, be patient, because when you first receive or get a traumatic brain injury, your brain is so scrambled that you have to retrain your brain and make your brain healthy again, or as healthy as it can be. So wait and be patient. And if your desire to get an education or whatever, maybe a trade school, then be patient and ask your neurologist. Talk to your neurologist. More than likely, you'll be getting several tests through your neurologist. And also talk to your family doctor, your primary care physician, and see what they think. Now, I will say that some neurologists, even if your traumatic brain injury is extreme, they will tell you, yeah, go ahead. But there are some that are very honest and frank with you, and they will tell you that you shouldn't get an education or even do anything else. Again, that just depends on your traumatic brain injury. Every traumatic brain injury is different. And number two is to take it easy. Don't jump in full force. When you were younger, or those of you that have gone to college before, you could have jumped in, took a few classes a semester, been fine. Or even some people have taken 4 or 5 classes a semester and be fine. Before my traumatic brain injury, I had already finished up my associate's degree, and then I started working on another degree, and I had that halfway done before my traumatic brain injury. I waited about 5 years before I started on my education once again. And even then, I took it slow. I started out taking one class, and then I kept bumping it up. See what you mentally and physically can take, because if you can't take it or are barely taking it with one class, then you're not going to be that good at taking more classes at a time. And I would say it's not a race. It's never a race. So just take your time, and if you're able to handle these, just the one class or maybe even 2 classes, just work at it. Take your time and get there, and you'll know what you can take. It's going to be frustrating, so work past that frustration. And then the last thing is look for the right college for you. Me, I liked online. Before my traumatic brain injury, I went to campus classes. I liked that interaction with other people. I liked being able to talk to the professor personally, hear his lecture, and take notes in person. I like that. But after my traumatic brain injury, I learned that I needed to do as much online classes as I could, because most of those are work at your own pace. And there are so many days when you don't feel that great, at least great enough to get all dressed up and go to school and then perform at school as well. So online was good for me. I was able to read at my own pace, work at the assignments on my own pace. But as you get to graduate level, you're gonna have to do a lot of writing, research, And you could even do that at your own pace as well. Online is actually a really good source of education in this day and time. You get a very quality education online now. And a lot of employers look at that as something good because maybe you were working through something at that time and you still got your education, or maybe you were busting your butt working and getting your education. So it's a really good thing to do online in many cases. So you're able to work at your own pace, which is excellent for people who have traumatic brain injury. The next thing I would say is talk to your professors. Let them know that you have a traumatic brain injury. This was probably one of the toughest things that I had to do while in college after the traumatic brain injury. And more than likely, you're going to have to turn in documentation to your school stating your disability. And so they'll give you some leniency when it comes to test taking, turning in assignments, and so forth. But don't expect an easy grade because of your disability. Ask your professors if you can record their lectures, because nowadays a lot of professors don't like that. It's even written in the school's rules not to record the professors' lectures nowadays. In many schools it is. But if you have the documentation for your disability, you might be able to record the lectures so that way you can go back and listen to it again. This is why I liked online courses, because the lectures were already there. You could listen to them. And what I did was listen to them all the way through and then go back to the beginning, listen, take notes. But then I would go back, listen, pause, and look over my notes again. So I would listen to certain lectures 3 or 4 different times just to get what the professor was saying. And again, take as many notes as you can, and take notes as good as you can. I forgot the name of the note style that I took. That type of note is the kind of notes that I took, which was very beneficial because it's not a whole lot of cluttered writing on a piece of page that it's hard to discern from. And in many cases, when you turn in that disability documentation, you're going to be able to take your test maybe in a different room where it's quieter. You sometimes are able to use your notes to take a test. I doubt that's the case in most cases. Your notes are very important. And if you're like me, learning is not only visual, but it's also doing. So I had to visually see the notes, and then taking the notes was very beneficial, but I also have to hear things. So visually, doing, and hearing is my best way of learning. But I want to know what you think. Have you had a traumatic brain injury and thought about going back to school? Have you wanted to go back to school since a traumatic brain injury? Do you know someone who has a traumatic brain injury that wants to go to school, get their degree in something? In either case, it is possible, but again, there are a lot of factors you have to consider. Are you ready? You need to take it slow and be patient with yourself. But with that being said, that's going to be today's video. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while. Soon I'll be talking about PTSD, the road to recovery of PTSD. So please, if this is your first time here and you have any questions about traumatic brain injury, comment below. And if you have a PTSD, stay tuned, hit that subscribe button. We'll talk to you again next video.